Hey, this will be a video chart on ticker symbol LSTS. We will take a look at the daily time frame. Before I get started, we'd like to note to please check my disclaimer. So here we are looking at the chart, and quite a few things going on, and it's kind of hard to determine where I want to start out first because there's two pretty big bullish attributes that have happened from the broader scope of things. So I think I'm just going to start off in regards to this purple line here, which is the 50-day simple moving average. Within the world of technical analysis, there's two what I like to call godfather moving averages. First one being the 50-day simple moving average, and then the other one being the 200-day simple moving average. We'll talk about this one a little bit later on. But as we scroll out, I want you to just pay attention and look at the price relative to that purple line. So as you can see, this is going back to 2012, and just once in that whole amount of time was the price able to close above that level, but you can see it was pretty short-lived and the price dropped below it, and then you can see it got knocked back down by it again. But then over the course of this time, multiple times where the price either hit it or got pretty darn close and was not able to break through it. However, now let's zoom back in. Look what's going on here. Hopefully you can see where I'm going with that. Not only has the price broken above it here, it's managed to close above it, and not only broken above it and close above it, it's been managing to pull away from it. So let's just go back here and look right here. This was the last time that it closed above it, and you can see there is no pulling away from it. There is no consolidation and then move higher. There was consolidation here, however that consolidation ended up rolling over and the price fell right below it, and then classic example of a support turning back into a resistance right there. Fast forwarding back to today, here you can see here the break above it. Here is some consolidation. However, instead of this time pulling back down, you can see it went back up. In fact, this time it hasn't even tested it. I mean, the price hasn't even gone down there. So lots of differences. But the big thing and the big bullish thing from, like I said, the overall chart perspective is the price is now up above this level. Why I should say this, it's now a level of support, but it was a level of resistance, and it was a very key level of resistance. So on that point, I can discuss this is going to be the key level of support now that you want to see the price maintain above 0.197. If you want to round up to 20 cents, that would work too, but 20 cents is definitely going to be the key level of support that you want to see hold, and what I'll call a somewhat of an ideal level, meaning ideally you want to see it hold, but if it doesn't, there is another key level of support. And that brings me into the other big bullish attribute that I was talking about. Essentially what we're in right now is the middle of a double bottom bounce. That's just a classic chart formation. You can feel free to Google that or whatever. But double bottom bounce just meaning the price came down here back in, let's see, when was that? On to be specific, on August 1st, came down there and bounced right off of 14 cents. And then right here, basically 3 days in a row starting on October 29th, dropped a little bit below it, but definitely didn't separate from it or anything like that. And you can see the next day is actually when the bounce happened. But so this would be the first bottom here. This would be the second bottom, hence the double bottom bounce. And what a lot of people call it is double bottom reversal pattern. And reversal pattern only goes so far. It needs to be able to break through resistances. But as we discussed earlier, the key level of resistance has been broken, so quite a bit of credence now behind the assumption and logic that double bottom bounces can lead to reversals. Had it come up here and got rejected, or closed up above and then came right back down, then you kind of throw the reversal talk out of the window. But with the price action the way it's been acting, reversal talk still totally in play. Now let's talk about the fun stuff, the levels of resistance. I know I'm scrunching up the chart again, but this is for good reason. Being this big move we've had, now I have to go and kind of take a pretty big look at where some potential levels of resistance are. So the first point I want to talk about, and first level of resistance, I'll probably zoom back in so you can see it a little bit better, but I do want to point out where it comes from. You can see here this level, which is at 31 cents, we'll just round up to. You can see acted as a support right there. Acted as a support right there. However, when it did fail as support, again, classic technical analysis, when a support is broken, it becomes a resistance, and you can see acted as resistance there. And then yesterday, sure enough, right there acted as resistance once again. Now all resistances are made to be broken, case in point that 50-day simple moving average, so it's not like I'm saying this cannot be broken, but you can see here was a support, has been converted into a resistance, and is still showing itself as resistance. But with a break of that, so I'm going to zoom back in here now, so just remember where that red line came from. The next level of resistance is not until all the way up there at 37 cents. So nice bit of room there to run. And sorry, I know I keep zooming in and out, but really to just appreciate this with a break of the 200-day, then no other levels of resistance until essentially right up here above 50 cents. You can see this group of highs here. There's a group of lows over here. One step at a time, obviously, but just want to, start to map out the potential here with first getting through that 31 cent level, then getting through the 200-day simple moving average. Then there's all sorts of room for the price to run. And as the price has been showing us very recently, the ability to run and move quickly is certainly there. So it's not like it's one of these where big volume hits it and it goes sideways or worse yet down. You can see here big volume has been hitting it, price has been going up. So that's exactly the type of action we want to see. So all in all sorts of good things going on with it, both from the longer term and shorter term perspectives. So take a look at this one, and let's see how it reacts going into tomorrow and then next week in regards to this resistance up here. But at the end of the day, nice to see it not only break above the 50-day simple moving average, but start to separate from it. If there are any other questions on the chart, please let me know. If not, again, this was LSTS. Thanks for listening.